Hello, everyone. Thursday, August the 12th. Welcome to another weekly real estate update. I'm Mark Newstater, eXp Realty here in Calgary, and I am joined as always by Jaden Bax with Avenue Financial somewhere in the world.
Somewhere in the world, a little bit of Belgium, South Belgium right now.
Nice. That's fantastic. And trip's been okay so far?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. The real estate prices are reasonable here. I've been checking in for you. We can do an update on averages next week there. And I tell you, I've been talking about the kind of the mortgage marketplace with my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and I am sure glad we live in Canada because we have a lot of options. So yeah, it's been fantastic. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I teased this week by talking about how do we know if a market is going down. So we're going to touch on it on all of our main points today, and then we're also going to talk a little bit about these other two metrics that we're going to start including not this week, but we're going to start talking about them as well. So let's get to our weekly stats here, and I'm going to share my screen as we always do. And all right, so there we go. So we have our week of the 5th to the 12th. We saw a big bump up again here in new listings. Our solds went up slightly, but they're kind of, if you look at the sold numbers over the course of summer here, they really have kind of stabilized in that 320 to 346 range. And our pendings are in that similar range. So I think we have really settled into our summer market. But seeing that bump up in listings is very, very interesting because our net difference went down this week to plus 55. So plus 55 on our net difference. Our detached listings stayed around the same at 2847, down 10 from last week. And our total listings also went down slightly to 6239. So the other core metrics that we're going to start talking about is how many price reductions have we seen and what are average days on market? You know, our average days on market have definitely, I believe, gone up since, you know, the height of the crazy market that we had in April and May. So we're seeing a little bit of a bump up in that. And I've just anecdotally, and I think I've mentioned this in the past too, that's the other metric we're going to start tracking is how many price reductions are there every week. Because if there's price reductions, that means those homes obviously aren't selling. Thank you, Captain Obvious. So, but that is a key metric. If we're starting to see more price reductions, more listings coming on the market, and we see those every week on our graphic here. And then if our average days on market starts to creep back up, because last year at this time, I believe it was around 45 or 50. I know that in July 2021, it was probably, I think the number was 32 to 33, somewhere in there. So we talked about that last week in our monthly recap, how that was such a big drop from last year. So again, I think we're kind of holding into our summer pattern here, but those listings going up, definitely something to keep our eye on over the next few weeks as we get into our fall market, which, you know, really to me starts kind of that third week of August. So that is our weekly stat update, and we'll get back to you, Jaden. So talk a little bit about mortgages in Belgium.
Yeah, and I guess the whole story of it is that I don't know what the story is, and so it seems like there's a lot of moving parts. You know, maybe not as regimented of a borrowing process, which, you know, allows a little bit of liberty in the way that you go about buying your house. But I to be honest, I like knowing what to expect, right? And I think as a realtor, you probably like knowing what to expect too. That when you have somebody that's gotten their pre-approval, it's based on a set of facts that you know that those people are, you know, the insurer and the lenders and everybody else is working with the same set of facts, right? So we like to be, you know, we've talked quite a bit about it, and I still don't really understand exactly what the system is. So, but, you know, part of that is my brother-in-law is French. I'm an English speaker, and we speak Portuguese together. So I'm sure there's something lost in translation there, right? But yeah, it's I really, you know, it's the kind of job that I have doesn't seem to exist over here. And so I really enjoy the fact that the mortgage broker exists in Canada, and we can give our clients choices outside of the banks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about timing right now. Are you finding that mortgage approvals, depending on the lender, obviously, but are they taking still upwards of 2 weeks? You and I just are working on another new offer that we got accepted last night. What is the general feeling now amongst it? Has it slowed down at all on the lending side?
Yeah, see, like I just had a deal that I expected to get a commitment last Friday on, and then I got it yesterday. That has been stressing me out a little bit, and it was kind of taking a little bit longer than expected. But you know what? Like that 2 weeks of conditions is more than enough to get deals done. I think you and I just finished off a deal recently that was way less than those 2 weeks. You'd given me 2 weeks to get conditions done. I think I had it done within 5 days. So if you, depending on the lender you're working with, if you come in with a complete package, things can still get done quickly. But it's just important for people to know, what is your timeline? Like, you have to have this done in 5 days. We can do that, but we know the lender we have to work with. Have we got 2 weeks, and there's a product that fits you better but takes a little while longer? Well, we know that those lenders take a bit longer, but that product is great for you in the long term. So because we have 2 weeks, we can do that. It's just about knowing who your partners are and what their capacities are, not just on an ongoing basis, but today, a week from now, 2 months from now, it's always changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is about good. Are we still kind of holding the same in terms of rates for this week?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of those lower. Prime minus 1.1 seems to be kind of the median point for variable rate mortgages right now. So that's 1.35%. I'm seeing a lot of 1.99 on the 5-year fixed. There's some kind of discounted products at 1.84. So there's a lot of product out there right now. You can still see that in the 1.5s on a 3-year, 1.7s on a 4-year. A lot of option out there still. And I just think going into this fall market, we're going to continue to see things drop slightly. I don't think we're going to get quite back down to where we were early spring, where we were seeing 5-year fixed at 1.59, 1.64, but we're going to start to creep back into that area.
Right. Okay, sounds good. Jane, you have a great week in Belgium, and then we will talk to you same time next week. Everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy the hot weather that is coming, and we will talk to you all next week.
Have a good one, guys.